power hour. LSU. Boom!
All night long. Yes.
Game day in Death freaking Valley. Let's go. LSU versus Grambling. It should be an absolutely slaughter on the Tigers. And I didn't say that smoothly at all. And both teams are actually the Tigers. But I do feel LSU should be able to run roughshod all over Grambling. Now, I will include one thing that I found to be very interesting today in the SEC is we did see quite a few teams struggle today versus far inferior competition. Kentucky has struggled with Eastern Kentucky today. Arkansas has struggled today mightily versus Kent State. So you obviously just can't go into this game thinking you're going to just run over Grambling. You got to go out there and put out a good effort. But for me, like we have said all week, I kind of want Grambling to push LSU some, unlike in the same spot last year where Southern just dominated LSU last year. Now, I'm going to give you the big breaking news here. And it is interesting. I'm getting a lack of updates. Normally, beat reporters are, sharing what's happening in warmups. And normally how the lineups are in warmups is how they're going to start. So I haven't really seen anyone share details about what the starting lineup looks like for LSU. But I do want to include something here that I found to be absolutely fascinating. And it is this depth chart, okay? This is going to absolutely blow your mind here. This is by far the most bizarre depth chart I have ever seen LSU release, okay? So wide receivers over to the left side of your screen looks to be pretty normal. But if you scroll all the way down here, the first thing is Cam Wire is currently playing in the Tulane Ole Miss game, and he is listed here. And also, one thing I find to be very interesting is you go over to the defensive side of the football, and we see Ovia Gufu and Braden Swinson, who are normally jack linebackers. They have switched from the jack all the way to defensive end. They do have Mason Smith starting at the opposite side end with Wingo and Jacoby and Guillory. But where it gets really interesting is Omar Spates has switched his jersey number 210. Harold Perkins is number 4, still at the traditional linebacker. And you're starting jack linebackers, Westweek and Greg Penn. So the truth here is this depth chart is probably wrong. Okay, so I could see a few mistakes on here. Obviously, Omar Spates is not number 10. But as we shared earlier today, we go to Grant Super Chat to start things off here. LSU 70-7. Let's hope so. Let's hope LSU looks that great. But like I said, I don't want to blow out like that. I want LSU to actually get pushed some so we can get a good look. This depth chart is bizarre. I've never seen anything quite like it. Okay, so the truth here is I think this is wrong. I also think, all right, Denver Harris did release an Instagram post earlier today where he said he has been freed. All right, we posted this earlier, and I interpret this. Now, I didn't report this. I interpret this as Denver Harris saying that he is going to play today. Okay. Take that for what it's worth. All right. So here's Denver Harris right here. And I don't know what exactly freed 10 actually means, but he does wear jersey number 10. And if he's freed, I'm guessing he is going to actually play. Denvo Bands on Instagram. I really hope he does play because it does at least settle an argument here if he actually is a true difference maker. Okay, so I know there's a lot of other games going on. You guys got to keep me updated on that. I am totally focused on your questions going into this game. And if you want to do a watch along with one of the other games as we lead in to LSU versus Grambling, I will happily do that. Now, obviously, the big story here is how many new players are we going to see for LSU? Because last week we had a lot of players play not at a high level. Yes, we played a very high level competition with Florida State, but the truth here, okay, and we've got to be as direct as we possibly can. The truth here is, well, even if the competition was good, we had guys perform way under expectation on the offensive line. A lot of you have called for Lance Hurd to get some reps with the ones, and Brian Kelly has obliged and said that that Lance Hurd will get a chance to play with the first teamers. Then we have heard throughout the week that we could see more true freshmen play. Okay, that's just what I've been hearing. Maybe it actually happens. Maybe it doesn't. I am interested to see if Javian Toviano plays tonight. Obviously, LSU is deciding whether or not to redshirt him, which I find to be unbelievably fascinating. So I think for me, I am looking forward to a lot of young guys getting reps. And what I don't want to happen from an LSU perspective is they go, well, we don't really want to play this guy because we kind of want to redshirt him. We kind of don't. Folks, you can't live for tomorrow. You got to go out there and play. The only position I truly believe you should seriously consider, the 4-game limit is quarterback. That is the only one because of their value to your team, okay? I feel if you're on the roster, and especially if you're a top 150 recruit, be ready to play. Be ready to play. You came to LSU to play, not to, well, maybe I can play, maybe I don't want to play, okay? So there you go. Good seeing you earlier today, Gary. Good to see Sherry Berry. Hopefully, Jay Madison, we do get to a Ricky Collins portion of the game. But a lot of you want to actually talk about what should be a good game today from Jaden Daniels and Garrett NUSSMEIER. It's a guy that I feel a lot of you want to talk about tonight, okay? So, obviously, a lot of craziness in the SEC. We talked about a minute ago. The SEC teams have struggled in week 2. Tennessee, obviously, according to you guys, struggling with Austin Peay right now. Very interesting. I told everyone to be careful with Tennessee. They dominated, to me, the worst team in Power 5 football this year, which is Virginia, who lost to James Madison today. In fact, they were underdogs to James Madison, and Tennessee ran them over. I'm telling you, UTSA is going to give Tennessee a run here in a few weeks. And they might lose tonight to Austin Peay. We never know. Obviously, there are some other big games that are going to be happening simultaneous. So I'm going to be honest. I feel as if a lot of you LSU fans, and I'm looking at you, you're going to have a wandering eye tonight. You're going to be cheating on your real Tigers, okay? You're going to be cheating and watching some of the other games tonight. Alabama, Texas, obviously, is a big one. And I know you want to see Mississippi State versus Arizona, the team that we play in week 3. Okay, so it's going to be very interesting. Lots of fun games lined up today. Colorado won again today. They are the biggest story in college football, and they should be. And not really anything too interesting outside of that to me up to this point today in college football. I think everything is gone kind of according to plan, but at least we have a better slate of games today. Now, Texas A&M is in a dogfight with Miami. I was wrong about that. I thought Texas A&M would go in there and cover the spread. I was wrong. And this is one thing I always say. I always preach it, and I went against it. SEC teams that have to travel early in the season struggle. They just do. I don't know why that is. Texas A&M has more talent than Miami. Doesn't matter. And maybe Connor Wigman's a fraud. Maybe he's not who everyone hyped him up to be after a game versus New Mexico last week. He looked good, but there were no dirty pockets. It is amazing what happens when you pressure a quarterback. Okay? Now, obviously a lot of other things going on in the world of sports as well. Shout out to Coco Gauff winning the major U.S. Open. How about that? And there we go. We say hi to Big Al. We say hi to LA Mom. Okay, it's only 31-26. I might still get that cover. I actually didn't bet anything today at all. My favorite plays, I liked A&M to cover the -3 versus Miami. My other two favorite plays are actually happening tonight. I think Arizona will be semi-competitive to Mississippi State. I've kind of faded that. I could see Mississippi State just absolutely blow them out. And I think tonight's Texas and Alabama game will be an under. It started at 56. It's down to 53. I think this game is going to be a slugfest. I also could see Alabama win this game. You know, one thing about Alabama games, I've always brought this up. When they play a prime time game, outside of last year, all right, you see a lot of their games get hyped up, and it just ends up being like a 38-17 kind of game, a game that's not even compelling. I have a feeling this game could be an Alabama like 27-13 kind of win. Okay? So, should be very, very, very fascinating. All right? Something else. Southern Illinois beat Northern Illinois. So, an FCS over FBS game right there. Okay? So, there you go. Now, I want to chat LSU. What do I want to see tonight? I think for me, the big takeaway, all right, I'm looking at whoever you are watching this pregame show, listening to this. I want to see more players than plays, okay? I want to see what some of the backups look like, all right? I don't think they're going to immediately just phase Kyron Lacey completely out of the offense. As much as a lot of you would want that, I would like to see more guys get reps. Brian Kelly has emphasized this week that Chris Hilton is going to give his shot. Now, I am going to say this loud and clear. There is not a single player on this team you should want to succeed more than Chris freaking Hilton. Okay? This is a guy who is a top 100 recruit. So think about Keon Coleman, Brian Thomas Jr., Malik Neighbors, Jack Besh, all these guys. He was rated higher than all of them in that legendary wide receiver class. And he's had injuries. He has struggled with drops in actual games. He has struggled to keep his feet in actual games. So on and so on and so on. Now, he gets his opportunity. He is fully healthy. Off the field, people freaking love Chris Hilton. Okay? They love him. He has torn up practices. He has been a great practice player up to this point. And people that are from Zachary swear by him being one of the best players to ever play at that school. And Zachary has produced a lot of great players. Okay? So, I want to see him succeed. I want to see him be great. All right? And I think he's going to get his opportunity tonight. I really freaking do. All right? One thing he would bring to the offense is a verticality. He is a deep threat. So I'm cheering for him, okay? He could have transferred and he would have had a lot of suitors. You're telling me a top 100 wide receiver from the state of Louisiana who's not really had his chance to play yet is out there and we can go get him? Portal, he could have gone anywhere. Stuck with the team, went on the Senegal trip, and he's loved. He is loved. So I'm going to cheer for him. And I normally cheer for the lower star recruits. But this is a higher star recruit with a lower star mentality. Blue collars, gone into work, tried to get the job done. And he is not up to this point. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. Now, the other player, as TJ points out, TJ is LSU through and through. Now, music. I got to address this, brother. I just got to be real, man. I can't let you talk shit about me on other channels, and you expect that you can just come back in here, man. It's not how this is going to roll. It's not how it's going to roll. All right. You wouldn't believe how many people say, hey, a music guy. I was like, yeah, I like music. It's fine. Oh, yeah, he was talking trash about you on another channel. Bro, why would you do that? I feel like I am as nice as I possibly can be to as many people. And you're going to come in here and think that I didn't see that? And people talk trash about me all the time. That's fine. That happens. I've been doing media for a long time. I remember being in press boxes. People used to talk about whatever about me. It's not going to fly, bro. It's not going to fly. It's just not going to fly. I was hurt. I'm not going to lie. I was hurt. So I never stop live streams to do shit like this. But gotta block you, man. Got to. I'm telling you, you guys know I am nice, but I don't like that. If you want to talk trash to me, do it to my face. It's fine, man. I don't bite. You guys know that. I'm nice to everybody. But it's just, and I never curse. I never do. It's just not how it's going to work, man. I can't. I mean, I got to stand up for myself. So you're gone. Like you never see me beef with anybody. Never. But this lets you know I'm not afraid to. Okay. Like, we have a community here. People like everybody here, I guess. I know some of you don't like others. Some of you block other people. But you can run your mouth somewhere else. You can go. You can go. And it's all good, Simper. And I'm sorry for all the family and friends that listen to the channel. I know we've had guest curse. I think you guys are okay with that. But, it's just how, I mean, I would, if you saw how floored I was like, wow. So, yeah, I make mistakes. I get mad sometimes. And it happened. So I apologize to everybody that feels like I disrespected them, stopping this great live stream for that. But we'll move on. Now, I want to talk about Garrett NUSSMEIER tonight. Okay. So last year, he was in this spot, and he sucked. He sucked. Okay. He played terrible versus Southern. And it was disappointing. I hated it because I know he had amazing high school tape, and we had not really seen him up to that point. And I hated it for Garrett NUSSMEIER playing so poorly versus Southern, because we all know he's not that bad. We saw what he did versus Georgia, and he had a bad game in relief in a blowout situation, trying to force things that just weren't there. Okay. Now, the second interception that ended up being the pick six, honestly, came down to a situation where I didn't like the play. I felt like Mike Denbrock was experimenting with something because we're up by a lot. All right. But he did not play well. Now, what I will say, in the Southern game, Garrett NUSSMEIER did follow up one of those interceptions with one of the most beautiful deep balls to Malik Neighbors. Okay. And I got to be real, man. I got to be real. It looked unbelievable. I mean, it was such a work of art, but it shows you the Jekyll and Hyde plays that he could make. Since then, he has been amazing. Now, we have seen some careless turnovers. We saw the careless turnover versus Georgia. Obviously, we're trying to get back into the game. Don't really care too much about that. He did have the careless turnover versus Purdue. We're up by a lot. Don't really care too much about that. Okay. Turnovers are going to happen. And I think a lot of you want to see some more verticality out of the offense. So I am excited to see Garrett Nussmeier play tonight if Jaden Daniels can blow the doors off of Grambling, which I think he will. Okay. So the truth here is I think we're going to see Garrett Nussmeier play very well tonight. I think he is very good. And I am really excited to watch him. Now, as far as Jaden is concerned, you have got to understand that Jaden Daniels did not play poorly last week. I wouldn't say he played great, as his 51 QBR could indicate. He did miss throws that cost us tutties last week. He's got to be better throwing the football. But we did see the Jaden patented runs. He did not have the best run blocking to get the run game going, which complements what he can do with his legs. And on top of that, the drops, okay? Going into this weekend in the SEC, according to SEC StatCat, Jaden Daniels had the third highest drop percentage of all the quarterbacks in the SEC, okay? So the truth is, well, could we see Jaden get even better? All right. Will he be better tonight? Well, the truth is, well, I think the world of Jaden Daniels as a leader, as a person, and his legs obviously bring something to our offense that really gets our run game going. I do want to see some type of vertical shot. I do want to see our ADOT go up. And if Grambling decides to just play off of us, then I don't mind pitch and catch. I don't. If they're just going to play quarters, do it. Last year they did this, some of these non-Power 5 teams, and they couldn't tackle us. BTJ was able to break tackles and house some of those balls. Okay? So, I think Jaden is going to play a lot better, and let's see some shots over the top. Okay, let's see it. Obviously, Malik didn't have his best game last week. I think Malik's obviously going to play better. I wouldn't worry too much about Malik Neighbors at this point because I still think he's going to be an absolutely phenomenal player this year. And one other thing, as far as the LSU offense is concerned, is the tight end position. All right, you have got to get more out of that position. All right, I felt Mason did not have his best game last week. We know how good he is, and I think Mason's going to be really good. I want to see some of the younger tight ends as well. Let's see them mixed in. Connor Galbraith, he played some last week in our 12 personnel sets, and he struggled. Let's see if he can get a bounce back performance. One thing I do want to include, and our great guest Pooh Bear shared this last week, and this name slips my mind, the edge player for Grambling is starting to get some Senior Bowl love. So if Lancer goes out there, and I'll look the guy's name up and share his jersey number in the Discord when the game gets started. I want to see how Lance goes because he's going up against an NFL level defensive end tonight, or at least someone who professional scouts who get paid to do this every day, talent evaluation. They think some of Grambling's defensive linemen can play at the next level. So if we can move these guys, maybe our run game can get cooking. Maybe we can get the football moving. So we'll see. And that will not happen. I would be very shocked if Garrett Nussmeier is starting tonight. It will be Jaden Daniels. All right? Now, here's what we're going to do. We're about 30 minutes till game time. I've touched on everything that I wanted to touch on. Sorry for the blow up there in the middle. I didn't really care. Felt kind of good, being honest. Feel free to super chat any topic you want to get to. And tonight, if we get to a hundo in super chats in any of our 3 live streams, pregame, the halftime, or the postgame, we're giving away a Dante Action Jackson autograph card tonight. Okay, Dante Action Jackson right here in the flesh. One of the GOATs. 5-star in New Orleans. So, let's see it. What's up, Ultra Raider? Give me Caleb and Toviano. Man, I don't know. I've been kind of deflated on Toviano. Well, Adam, I know that's what all you guys want to talk about. I just got to be real. Someone sent me something about him talking trash about me on another live stream. Say it to me. Say it to me. It's just, I don't like, if he would have come in and said exactly what he said on the other live stream, okay, if he would have come and just said it, I would have respected. I would have respected the heck out of him. All right. The thing is, he has an anonymous avatar. He could just be a kid. I don't know. But show it to whoever. You can't, like if I had a problem with Adam or anyone, I'm going to tell you. Okay. Like some of my closest friends I have in LSU media life, if I have an issue, I'm not the most confrontational person in the world. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it up. It's just how it is. But don't go running your mouth somewhere else and then come in here and start running your mouth and act like nothing happened. Okay? And look, it's back on this. Mason Smith. Really excited about that. Obviously, do I think Mason Smith is the real deal? I do. I got a stack of Mason Smith cards right here, obviously loaded up because I think he's going to be phenomenal for us this year. And this game should be very fruitful for him. Now, we won't really know anything about Mason until we actually get him in an actual game versus actual competition. But look, this is his opportunity. This is his opportunity to show the world what they've been missing. Now, I will share this now that it's public. I felt like it wasn't my position to share this because I wasn't able to go to Mason directly to share a simple truth that happened to him while the Florida State stuff was happening. I'll share it here, okay? Because the Advocate reported it earlier today. Now, part of why I didn't want to share this is because I did not want to bawl crying on here because what happened to him happened to me on this channel, and his dog died. He had a dog named Capone. His dog died, and you guys know, you know what happened on here, and I couldn't do a live stream without crying for forever when our dog Boog passed away. Obviously, Blake wears a Boog band. A lot of you wear Boog bands. You've seen guys that are playing in the league wear Boog bands, which is cool. So I didn't feel like it was my place to share that. And now that it's out, imagine going through all that BS, knowing that you deserve, your chance to play. And I share this ironically while Ultra Raider shares a super chat here. I remember Ultra Raider, if I'm not mistaken, you used to have an avatar of your dog as well. I think I remember this. That stunk. That's why, like during the Mason, I didn't really even want to talk about it because I was just thinking about my dog. But yeah, once I learned it out, I was like, I couldn't imagine being held out for autograph signings. And then around the time that news breaks, your dog dies. So I hate that. So obviously Mason's going to be playing with a little extra chip on his shoulder. You guys know this. We're one of the biggest dog channels in college football YouTube. So I hated that for him. And I hate that he's going through all of this. So I'm really looking forward to it. Let's go to Ultra Raider Super Chat. You play the playmakers recruited to the roles they joined for. If we have no run game and the D-backs are flat, then roll in the new blood. I agree. Absolutely agree. And I also got to be real here. All right. If the defensive backs played so roughly versus Florida State, albeit it was great competition, have great receivers, I wouldn't consider redshirting any DB. It is all hands on deck till we fix the team's problems, okay? The redshirt should never go above the team, okay? It shouldn't, okay? But the truth is, especially this early in the season, okay? Let's go to Walter. Thank you so much, Walter. Anything you want to talk about, we'll go straight to it. We'll go straight to it. Your 16-month-old carries his book band all over. Yeah. It's tough, man. It's tough. Thank you, Simper, for the super chat. I really appreciate that, man. Anything you want to talk about, we'll go straight to it, Simper. It's all you. Let's see right here. Got a few PHLers. Look at this. Huh? Oh, man. We got a PHLer who graduated from Grambling at the game tonight. Black goatee there. Good to see him. Gotta love it, man. If y'all go to games, feel free to send me photos. But Black goatee, you are tiger bait tonight if you're watching this right now. Let's go to Ethan. Hoping LSU gets sacks tonight, and a lot of them too. Yeah, I think we're going to sack them a lot. One thing is sacks are a quarterback stat also, and Jordan Travis did a really good job avoiding a lot of sacks. I don't know anybody in college football better at sack avoidance than him, right? Maybe Caleb Williams. Okay, maybe. So there you go. Hey, I want you guys to be brutal. If I suck during the live stream, tell me. If you disagree with the take of mine, tell me. Simper thinks I'm an okay comedian. You're all right. That's why I really don't go on stage anymore. So yeah, let's see. I do not have the score. LD88, you have my email. You've emailed me. powerhourlsu@gmail.com. Very simple. All right. Let's go to Simper. Why do we have trouble finding coaches who make good halftime adjustments? All right. So when it comes to college football, halftime adjustments really don't exist. And part of that is because you have such a long way to get down to the field to make halftime adjustments. So LSU press members can actually speak to this. I used to be in the press box. And what they have to do in Tiger Stadium is so where the press sits, the coaches are actually kind of close to where the press sits. They actually have to stop everyone from going up and down the elevators. And they have to hold the elevators for the coaches to get down there. All right. And it's a long way down there. And then you got to finagle your way all the way to, the room. And half of the time during your halftime is transportation from there to there. So yeah, halftime adjustments do exist. It's just really hard to get them done in the Power 5 level. Okay. So the coaches who are really good at it, and I think Brian Kelly actually has been really good at halftime adjustments. I could think of a few, right? Versus Ole Miss, they decided to play more aggressive coverage, which was a good decision, right? They were just letting Lane carve them up, and they got more physical, and they played Perk a lot more. Okay. So there you go. Travis Hunter for Heisman. I could see it. So yeah, it looks like Miami is going to get it done here versus Texas A&M. Should have never believed in the Aggies. Should have never believed in them. Okay. I actually like them going over their win total. I don't know. Maybe the highlights look better, though, than what the score says. Right? I prefer, you offensively to put up 26 in a loss and you get beat like 28 to 7 or 10 or whatever. So, yeah. Now, let's chat special teams. We like to get to all three phases of the game. I want to see Aaron Anderson return the punts. I do. Let's not send mixed messages to our players. All right. Let's not say that Aaron Anderson is the punt returner and we have Gregory Clayton out there. Let Aaron Anderson return punts. Unimpeded. Now, it's not an excuse for him to not catch the football. Catch the football. Okay. But he needs to return punts. He is a special teams legend at Edna Carr. Now, something else I want to see from Aaron Anderson is some explosiveness, right? he looked really good on the swing screen that they ran for him, and he got the 15-yard penalty at the end of it. The play was also perfectly blocked. So if Aaron Anderson plays tonight, which he should, let's see something. Now, something else I'll mention is I could also see him not really play as well because he was also listed as probable in the injury report earlier this week. So Aaron Anderson and Armani Goodwin, probable. So I think the wide receivers you should focus on. We already talked about Chris Hilton at length. Okay. Chris Hilton deserves targets at this point. We've got to see something. And outside of that, let's see Shelton Sampson. Let's see Kyle Parker. Let's see some of these other guys. Let's see what they have to. Let's see what they have. Let's see. Okay. But I could see LSU also say, well, if Aaron Anderson, who has had knee issues in the past, do we want to risk throwing him back out there again? I would say no. Okay. I also want to see all-out hustle on special teams. So let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see I really hope Denver Harris is playing tonight. If he is left out after he said he was free earlier today, I'd be disappointed. I wanted to see everybody in the secondary. Let's see if we have something. Says wants to see some Kyle Parker. Let's switch this up. I want to see some beautiful faces here. All right. Let's go to classic look. We got the Shaq jersey in the background. Something Yeah, I like Kyle Parker a lot. I do. Let's go to Rome. He is dressed and warming up. So, Denver Harris is available tonight. Good. That's obviously a really good thing. He was left out of the depth chart, but turns out we were right. Next thing. I do want to share something about the SEC as a whole. If Alabama struggles tonight and LSU wins comfortably, this is why we need to take deep breaths when you lose to a good team to start the season. Okay? We'll see what Mississippi State does tonight. We'll see what Alabama does tonight. Arkansas looked bad today. KJ Jefferson really pushed them through. Their two best receivers are from FCS schools, from Texas A&M Commerce. Okay? Their best running back is hurt. Ole Miss didn't look like world beaters today. Now, they were playing a really good Tulane team, and they were on the road in the early season. We always tell you, going on the road, you should never bet favorites in the SEC on the road. I like Texas A&M -3. I miss that. I went against my own principles. Texas A&M looked very beatable today. We don't play them till the end of the season. And we'll see what Auburn does versus California. By the way, if you want to go with my trend, Auburn, well, the game might have already kicked off. Auburn is 6-point favorites on the road in California. I would take the Berkeley Bears. I don't even know who's on their team. I know their best player transferred to UCLA, who is ironically J. Michael Sturdivant, he was high school teammates with Garrett NUSSMEIER. They were a deadly wide receiver quarterback duo. Maybe J. Michael Sturdivant is with LSU next year. Just throwing that out there. Which would be interesting because we play UCLA next year, and that's where he is now. It just depends if he's graduated or not. So yeah, I think, and I think the SEC is just kind of. I think everybody's good in the SEC. I don't know if anybody's great. Georgia's not looked the absolute smoothest either. Outside of course, Brock Bowers. But then again, Brock Bowers is one of the best college football players we've honestly seen. Definitely one of the best college tight ends we've ever seen. So, yeah, I mean, Georgia's still the best team in the SEC, but still. Now, if Alabama blows out Texas, I think you'd have to say it's them. Obviously, this is good. He's back, y'all. It is time for greatness to unleash itself. This photo gives me chills. Let's go, Mason. Oh. All right. Logan Diggs is back. Let's go, Logan. Feed LD3. Okay. There's Malik. Monty Goodwin is available. Okay. There's Aaron Anderson right there. Kyle Parker. Maybe Zach was referencing that Aaron Anderson was available and rest out. I guess we still have to wait for Denver Harris. I don't know. There we go. Hope Denver Harris gets a chance to play tonight. He struggled during the spring. Who cares? Play him. So Denver is not dressed out. Oh, no. So Denver is dressed. Okay. Cool. So it looks like we're all systems go. All right. I really do think everybody's healthy and out there. So that's good. Of course, outside of John Emery, but still. What actually has to happen this year for Jimbo to be on the hot seat? All right. I'd have to go watch the film. I wasn't able to watch the second half, but the first thing that really stood out to me was Miami made some amazing plays to score right before the half. And Texas A&M was leading in that game. So at least, for me, Zach, I do think college football is one of those sports where how you lose matters. Okay. So A&M, they move the football, right? It's just defensively they stunk. And Tyler Van Dyke is an experienced quarterback. And they did change their offensive coordinator. So maybe Miami would just played out of their minds today. Something else is Miami did have a heavy chip on their shoulder today. People were crap talking their fans. A&M were crap talking their fans. Miami was selling tickets this week. Buy one, get one free. I'm not making that up. They were doing BOGO, is what they call it in the marketing world. Buy one, get one for an SEC game, SEC opponent coming to town. So we'll see. Maybe they make an amazing comeback. Who knows? But could you imagine? Could you imagine LSU football ever doing BOGO? I'm serious. Could you imagine LSU ever doing BOGO? And Zach, thank you for being boots on the ground. Aggie scored. Okay, they're still in it. Do they go for one or go for two here? I think the math says you got to go for two here. Let's see. So here you go. Look at that. Slade Roy, let's go. Let's see some Womack tonight. Let's see it. Oh, they went BOGO, man. Could you believe going BOGO? They shouldn't have kicked. You should go for two there. So you can know what you need, because you got to get a 2-point conversion anyway. And if you get it there, you get the opportunity, if it is in the last minute, to go for two in the win on the road. But still. Yeah, they were elite. J. Michael Sturdivant and Garrett. Hal is not there. Zach is at the game. Oh, there you go. Now, we are 8 minutes away from kickoff. Fire them in. I do want to share another thing. I don't feel, no matter what happens tonight, let's say we look sluggish, I am very interested. I will have my eye on Mississippi State tonight as well. I like where we are. I do. I feel like we can go on a little run here. Now, could that be the LSU fan and not the objective part of me saying that? Sure. Yes. So if they don't get the two, they are down by 9. The issue, though, is if you kick the extra point to go down by 8, you still have to get a 2-point conversion anyway. So why not go on ahead and get the 2-point conversion now compared to later? Because if you get it then, guess what? You score another touchdown, and it's the final minute of the game or the final seconds of the game. You get the choice to kick the extra point or go for two in the win. So why delay a decision that you need to make anyway? Now, obviously, context does matter. So if, like, let's say you score a touchdown and your quarterback's hurt or whatever, that does factor in. But I believe you should go ahead and just go for two. Let's go to Cindy. Cindy, welcome to the Facebook page. Everybody, welcome Cindy. Who's play Grambling and win? LSU is playing Grambling, I believe. Sources have told me that LSU and Grambling are playing. Now, Cindy, I will also share this with you, that the game is not on linear television. It is on ESPN Plus. So you have to have access to that for you to watch the game. Okay? I've not gotten your email yet. So please email me, powerhourlsu@gmail.com. Hey, Cindy, that's why I'm here. That's my job, to give you the time and date. Good to see you, though, Cindy. Welcome. I hope you click the like button. I'm not as good on Facebook as I am on YouTube, but there you go. Now, we are approaching kickoff, and I do want to share a little secret with you guys, and it's a secret. You can't really share this with anybody else. Okay? I am doing a halftime show. I am doing a post-game show. So if you click that link right there, click the like button and set reminder, we will go live right at halftime, breaking down everything. We'll try and cut a film study mixed in there as well. And one very important thing is this pregame show presented by Louisiana Controls. PHL Nation, something I have been waiting to share with you for so long is our partnership with Louisiana Controls Incorporated. They are committed to giving you the absolute best when it comes to commercial refrigeration and HVAC needs. Stick with the profession. Big thanks to Louisiana Controls. And McCat says, I just hate using the excuse that the team we just lost to is really good. Maybe true, but we didn't execute. Yeah, I think this is the classic example of two things can be true at once. We left a lot of plays on the field, but Florida State's really good. Florida State's really good. Okay. And if we would have just executed just a few more plays, the game is probably competitive all the way to the bitter end. And we did do a lot of bad things, missing blocks, dropping passes. But college football is the weirdest sport because who you play matters as much as what you do. It just does. It does not matter as much in other sports outside of football because you play so many games, right? And it all comes down to playoff seeding and who you match up with. And then, styles make fights, all that stuff. So I do agree with you, man. It is a trip. It is a trip. Okay. So Pegasus says FSU is the best team on the schedule. Interesting. I don't know about all that. We'll see what Alabama does tonight. Okay. Uh-oh. She's in the building, y'all. She is in the mother effing building. Let's go. Look at that. Let's go. I think that's Michaela Williams next to Angel Reese. Let's go. Touch the win bar. The queen is in the freaking building. Gives you some motivation, guys. The biggest star on campus. Touching that win bar, man. All right, y'all got to let me know when the game starts. Let me see if I can pull up a stream right here. And if you want, we could do the first drive. We normally like to do the first drive. This might have been the spiciest pregame show ever. Okay, cool. ESPN Analytics gives us a 99% chance of winning. Lawanda Pinky Williams. Hi, is this the LSU and Grambling screen? Technically, it is. Wanda. All right. Denver Harris is starting. Okay. Denver Harris is starting tonight. So don't. Denver freaking Harris starting tonight. See how it goes. How many games am I going to this year? I am definitely going to Arkansas here in a few weeks. So really excited about that. Wife and I getting to sit together at a game. I don't think we've ever gotten to do that. We got a few Facebookers in here. Let's see. So type Y for yes. What? I think somebody's trying to get in my house. Haley's not here, so I don't even know what's happening. I don't think we're going to get to do the first drive because I don't want my dog going crazy. Has the game started yet? My stream hadn't started yet. We'll do the first drive. Let me just see what's going on. Let's get this thing going. Van, I knew you were coming in. Oh, man. I'll tell you, there's nobody who on this channel who wants me to be more pissed off than Van. I've gotten so many texts during the stream. Why did you just pop off at somebody? My stream has not started yet. That's absolutely wild. Okay. It says your event is on standby. What's up, Van? I was going to do the first drive. I'm watching it. I got it pulled up on SEC Network. Apparently, Logan Diggs just made a run. All right, good. All right, let's see here. Okay, we get a run here. All right, we're doing the first drive. Okay. So let's see what happens on this right here. Jaden with a miss. Okay. Yeah, Jaden's got to make that throw. Yeah, I mean, Sherry, he still should catch it. But if you're sitting right there after stopping, you got to just put that on him. So let's see what happens here. 2nd and 10. There you go. Kyron Lacey on the seam. All right. That's a great throw by Jaden. Also hitting the middle of the field is something that we want to do a better job of. Good job. That ball goes up and down. That's beautiful. All right. Pull. Nice. You see, this is something we got to do a better job of. That was a tough block right there by Kyron on the slip to Mason Taylor. I was having a little bit behind you. Now I think I'm caught up now. Yeah, teams are going to start preparing for that Mason Taylor slip, that little split zone play that we like to run. And look, I understand why we should keep running it. It's just teams are going to start playing that more aggressively. So there you go. All right, he's offsides. We'll take it. Let's see here. Obviously, same starting offensive line here for LSU. We're in 12 personnel here. All right. Good block by Mason. They're going to get us on false start. Malik Neighbors was moving towards the line of scrimmage at the snap. So yeah, apparently some of you are struggling to I'm watching this on the ESPN stream or whatever. I guess I don't know. Oh, they were offsides again. I thought they were going to get Malik on because he was moving towards the line of scrimmage. Yeah, the game is on. It struggled for me to start, though. So, yeah, I don't... Oh, Malik, you got to catch that, man. Or BTJ. I mean, you can't... I mean, it's the drops, man. It's the drops. Look at that. That ball is right there. If you catch it, you don't get hit. I mean, it's... Yeah, I mean, what... I mean, you just got to bench him. I mean... And I'm an ardent BTJ defender. I got Aaron Anderson out there hitting him in the flats. All right, Chris Hilton, let's go. I think he could have made him miss right there. That's the thing, Can you break that tackle? I know BTJ in that spot breaks tackles every single time. You got to catch it, though. We need you to break that tackle and house it. Jaden's looked good, though. Outside of the slight misthrow to Mason on this first drive, he has looked really good. Spread him out here on 3rd and 4. Let's see what happens here. 4-3. Oh, they brought everybody. Good read. Just make the throw. Nicely done. Let's go. There you go, BTJ. Abso-freaking-lutely amazing drive right there by Jaden freaking Daniels. Obviously, level of competition is not going to be the absolute best, but God, Jaden was phenomenal. And this is what we saw last year, okay? When Jaden plays the weaker competition, he goes through his progressions. He throws the football beautifully. And that drive was a work of art from JD5. So hopefully we see more of that. And I will be chatting in the Discord. Now, don't forget, we will be doing a halftime show right there. All right. That is the link to the halftime show right here on PHL. All right. There's links in the Discord to watch the game on YouTube. So check it out. But if you want to chat right here, LSU currently winning 7-0. A Brian Thomas Jr. touchdown. What a freaking drive. Okay. So let's go. Jaden starts off cooking. It is Power Hour LSU. Boom. And tonight we're doing ribs. Let's go.